and I are going to do a ramen making class tonight. I'm really excited because we're going to be making noodles from scratch, and who doesn't love ramen? So take our money.
Chef Ricky, what a guy. There he is. Look at him waving. An absolute kind-hearted man. Let us into his home. Had everything set up and so organized and laid out.
So we started off the lesson by making the broth, which I earned the first gold star of the night for because he asked if anyone knew the difference between stock or broth, and your girl was the winner.
Good form. Good waft form. Yeah, I've been wafting for years.
In science class. So after that, we started preparing the toppings, which we sauteed and chopped up, so it was ready to add at the end of the ramen.
Let's talk about Haley's knife skills. She had the form down. She was going at the speed of light. It seemed like Chef Ricky even asked her if she had kitchen experience. Pretty much everyone at the table was looking at her when she was cutting. You get another gold star for that one, Haley. Let's talk about these Wagyu beef Gyozas. They were phenomenal. Great appetizer. We scooped them out into little balls, and then we had the paper to wrap them in, or like the noodle paper, whatever you call it. Mine were more like Wagyu nuggets, so they're a little unconventional.
Say nuggets 10 times fast.
Nuggets, 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 nuggets.
So we threw them in the pan and they cooked for maybe 30 seconds and they were done. And we topped them with lemon juice and soy sauce and they were delicious. So then we started making our own ramen noodles, which required us to use the marcato, which is from
Italy.
This was the first time I've ever seen Dan do something so Italian. He was kneading the dough like a pro. You would have thought it was pizza, but it was noodles. Anyways, this machine was incredible. It flattened the dough and sliced the noodles to whichever size. Then we tossed them in the water.
Fun fact about ramen. As we know in the US, it's rude to slurp, whether you're slurping the end of your drink or your soup or whatever. But in Japan, it's actually encouraged to slurp. If you're at a ramen bar in Japan, Chef Ricky was saying how it's so loud because everyone just... as soon as he said that, I figured, okay, this is my time to shine. So no one else finished their ramen except myself, and I was slurping up a storm.
This ramen bowl was like a bottomless bowl. I feel like no matter how much I ate, it didn't dwindle. To top everything off, we made a Banana Foster rice paper wrap, which had 3 scoops of ice cream, and Dan managed to fling his ice cream onto the floor.
Really? You had to bring that up. Thank you for listening and watching. Shoot us a follow at Dan and Hay all day.